true. Morning anchor Mark Kelly was also listening to every word they had to say and ran their answers through the truth test.
Well, let's start with the minimum wage. Philip Levine often touts that as the mayor of Miami Beach, he helped pass an ordinance to raise the minimum wage there as high as $13.31 over a period of time. Take a listen.
And becoming a two-term mayor that got things done, that passed an ordinance to raise the minimum living wage, that fought climate change and sea level rise, that actually reformed the police department and had the highest LGBTQ scores in the history of the state of Florida.
Well, running this through the truth meter, this gets a half true. And here's the reason why. Yes, that ordinance that he mentioned passed in Miami Beach, but then it got tied up in the courts, where they eventually struck down the controversial wage ordinance. So that higher minimum wage never actually became reality in Levine's city. All right, from wages now to guns. Central Florida entrepreneur Chris King has proposed a so-called bullet tax to improve school security in our state.
That's why I'm so proud that our campaign has offered one of the most ambitious policies in this race for governor, what many people have called a bullet tax to protect our children. Because that we know for the last 2 decades, the NRA has flooded our communities with ammunition and firearms. It's time they take some responsibility in paying for the cost of protecting our families.
Well, King is not the first politician to introduce this idea. In fact, the late New York Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan once advocated for it to reduce violent crime in our country. Now, critics say the courts are eventually going to strike this idea down, but let's run the idea through the truth meter. Can money raised through a bullet tax support safety programs and also pass constitutional muster? The truth meter says this is true. In fact, the city of Seattle recently did a similar bullet tax. The NRA fought it, but they lost. All right, Gwen Graham also talked about guns and safety. Here it is.
But what are you going to do to make our schools safer? So I have found a public safety statute, a Florida statute, that allows the governor, whoever she is, to issue an executive order banning the sale of military-style assault weapons. I'm going to sign that order. It's going to be one of the first things I do as governor, and I've been told that I'll be sued by the NRA. And you know what I say? Bring it on.
Now, Graham says she is the one with the strongest record on gun safety. But in the past, when she's had an opportunity to ban as a congresswoman, she didn't do it. The truth meter calls her statement half true. Now, she might go and ban them as governor, but as congresswoman, the record shows that she never signed House Resolution 4269, the assault weapon ban of 2015, even though 149 of her fellow Democrats in the House did sign it. We're going to have much more of your Commitment 2018 coverage coming up right after this break.